Celebrating Rockford's long history of welcoming immigrants and their heritage, the Rockford Symphony Orchestra shares the stories of 7 who came to America through Ellis Island between 1910 and 1940. Joining us now is Javier Roman, Marketing and Engagement Manager with Rockford Symphony Orchestra. Javier, thank you so much for coming out of the show.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for having me.
Yes, absolutely. So, and of course, we love having RSO here on the show, but first things first, could you tell us about that, Ellis Island Dream of America concert, which is coming next month?
Yeah, so the big piece is Peter Boyer's composition with the same title. And it's a multimedia production, so it has some visual elements as well as some actors from Artist Ensemble Theater, all set to the background of the beautiful cinematic music from the Rockford Symphony.
Yes, absolutely. And of course, we love the Rockford Symphony Orchestra around here. But, what was the reason behind RSO deciding to put this concert together?
So this concert was actually planned a year and a half ago.
Wow.
So it's been a long time in the making, but we really wanted it to be a celebration of the entire immigrant community and the founding that has in Rockford, because it's been so important to the history around here.
Yes, absolutely. And, something that I thought that was really super interesting, and obviously just like you mentioned, lending a voice to the immigrants of Rockford here, RSO actually had invited some locals to share their stories specifically of immigration. So, I was just sort of curious if you could tell us maybe what that process looked like.
Yeah, so we partnered a lot with a lot of the different cultural organizations around here, particularly with Midway Village, Rockford's History Museum, the Swedish Historical Society. We reached out to the Italian Association just to get some of their insight, and they have so much historical context. Midway Village actually put together a timeline for us of all the different immigrant groups that came through Rockford throughout the decades. So that was really fascinating to see.
Yes, wow, certainly like a walk back in time through history sort of a thing there. And
exactly.
Something else that I think is super cool that kind of would give guests, whoever shows up to the concert, maybe a little bit more info, a little bit more of insight into sort of the events that you guys are talking about in the concert. But there's a little bit of a talk with a local historian before the concert. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so before the concert, we're going to have our prelude talk with local resident Gary Anderson, who is an architect as well as a historian here in Rockford, and he's well known in the community. He has a long-standing past of being an advocate for Rockford. It's kind of a huge part of the renovation in downtown. So he'll be giving a talk about how immigrants have shaped the industry in Rockford, particularly. And also he'll share some personal anecdotes. I believe he had a relative who came through Ellis Island, so he'll be sharing some of that story as well.
Certainly, some awesome stuff. And then one more quick question here for you, Javier. For those who are interested in heading out to the concert next month, what information should they know?
Yeah, so if you're looking for more information, you can of course visit our website at rockfordsymphony.com or come visit us in the office. Give us a call at 815-965-0049. And we're really excited for the performance. There's a lot going on before the performance as well. So even though the concert does start at 7:30, we encourage you to show up early when doors open at 6 p.m.
Yes, certainly some awesome stuff that you guys are always doing over there at RSO. But that is all the time that we have for our interview today. Javier, thank you so much again for coming on the show.
Yeah, thank you, Jake.